This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
He was a Giant, and he was a Cowboy. Now these two former rivals have joined forces to bring you the most insightful, perceptive, and controversial sports talk podcast in America. Former Dallas Cowboys defensive end Jim Jeffcoat locks horns with former New York Giants wide receiver Byron Williams. And now, here's Byron Williams and Jim Jeffcoat.
Good evening, Byron.
How you doing, Jim?
Well, I was doing better on Sunday than I was on Monday.
Why is that?
I had the Jim Jeffcoat and Friends golf tournament, and you won it.
I did.
Your team shot an 18 under. My
Absolutely.
team shot a 9 under. But all the other, I had other NFL players there, and they all said the same thing. Did you have an eraser?
I didn't have the eraser. In fact, I let my teammates score, and I was drinking Dr. Pepper.
But Byron did win it. He won it. And we had a good day. I'm thinking 9 under. At least we'd be in the running. And
Hey, I tell you, everybody, Jim came in. His team was the last team to come in, and he was sweating like, I done won this tournament, right? He got in there, and they let him say a little spiel and speak and stuff. Next thing you know, he sat down. He was just thinking they were going to win the tournament. Then they said the winner is the Byron Williams team.
I'm like, what? What is going on? I'm gonna have to play now. We're gonna play together.
Well, you need to practice. But no, it was a good day, good turnout. We had about 20 NFL players there.
Yeah, we had a great turnout.
It was a good time. We had fun though.
Yeah, we did have fun. And it was today. The high was 78 degrees at 5 a.m. By the time the sun came up, it was 60 degrees. On the day of the golf tournament, it was 90 degrees.
It was hot. It was hot. It was people were sweating and it was a day of working out, and so it reminded you of those good old summer days here in Texas.
Exactly. But it was fun. But there's things going on, not in all sports.
Yeah, a lot of things going on. Yeah.
First of all, we talk about the NBA because obviously it's getting close to the end of the season. And Joel Embiid scored 52 points last night.
Against the Boston Celtics?
Against the Boston Celtics, who are in second place in the East behind the Milwaukee Bucks.
Right.
And here's my thing is that I still think Giannis, and I know he's been injured this year, is still the best player in the NBA. I think
he put up a lot of points this year, and he's one of the most productive players that you ever want to see in this time.
Yeah, and that's not a knock against Embiid because I'm a 76er fan.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. But I just think Giannis is the best player. I think Embiid, guys, they have problems. But when Milwaukee, which is a small market team, played the 76ers, they blew them out.
Yeah.
They blew them out. And it's going to be interesting because I think the way it's set up, 76ers would have to get to the finals, the East, to play Milwaukee in there because the second and third teams will play each other, and they would play the fourth team.
So the sports writer usually vote on the MVP?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, here's my thing. I think the coach of the year is already locked up.
Who is that?
Mike Brown of the Sacramento Kings.
They surprised everybody. I mean, they really flipped the script.
They've already clinched.
Yeah.
They've already clinched. And it's going to be interesting. There is no guarantees this year in the playoffs. There's really, especially in the West, because you realize that Phoenix is going to play the Clippers in the first round.
Yep.
And then the Thunder and the Mavericks are fighting for the play-in.
Last place position.
Yeah, but the Mavericks are one game out of being in the play-in.
Okay.
So that's what's happening is in basketball, it's getting down to tough time. I really think the Mavericks made the biggest mistake when they didn't sign Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, they should have signed him. They should have kept that same chemistry together, and they should have signed him.
And Luka said the same thing, is that the chemistry is not the same without Brunson. But here was an interesting thing. Tim Hardaway said on the radio this morning, basically that Luka's a crybaby. He's not a leader. And he said Kyrie is not a leader. And that's the difficulties that the Mavericks are having. They don't have any leadership anymore.
Yeah, and that's a big factor. That's a huge factor. And you go as far as the lead, let that engine, that leadership have to be all intertwined with one goal in mind. That's to play team basketball.
Exactly. And I found this interesting too, is that Luka also, they questioned and said, you're not very good on defense.
Oh, he gonna play on defense. No.
Yeah. And he said that it is too hard to play both ends. He said, I'm playing offense. And he said, it's too tough to try to play both ends. And I'm thinking, that's not a championship attitude, because you look at the greats in their prime, Michael Jordan was Defensive Player of the Year, right?
Michael Jordan will shut you down.
Yeah, and I think that's what's happening in the NBA.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players are doing that, saying, well, I'm just going to play offense.
Yeah.
Not worry about defense. And that's why you see the scores going up.
Right.
And there, but the teams that are going to win it. Good evening, Craig. Glad to have you tonight.
So Craig.
But that's what I think is happening is everybody specializing on one part of their game. They're not getting their overall game.
And the team that the other team that's out in the West that people are scared to play is the Lakers right now. Yes. They won the last 11 games out of 13.
That's true, but I think they're going to struggle tonight because they won't have Anthony Davis or LeBron.
Okay.
Remember, they went into overtime last night.
Yeah.
LeBron could have won the game in regulation, and he missed the layup.
Yeah, layup. Yeah.
And they would have won it, but yeah. And even his defenses used to be pretty good, but he doesn't even play defense anymore.
Well, and he's 36 years old, so it's Is
he 36? Or I thought he was a little bit older.
It might be 37 then, 38, somewhere there. 37, 38, 38. Maybe 38 because his son is almost old enough to start playing.
Yeah. Bronny. And they said he really had a good McDonald's All-Star game. And obviously he's got to go to college for 1 year. And they anticipating it to be Ohio State.
Ohio State, okay.
Yeah. So they're anticipating that's where he's going to play.
I would go somewhere I can win a national championship. I don't think Ohio State can win a national championship.
No. If you want to go get a national champion, go to UConn.
Right now, go to UConn. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or actually, you could go to a smaller school because a lot of those teams, you had FAU, right?
San Diego
State.
Yeah.
And schools like that, they were all in there.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Florida Atlantic.
Yeah.
Miami even got in there.
Miami. But there weren't any blue bloods in there this year.
No.
Kansas wasn't in there. North Carolina,
Kentucky, yeah.
UCLA they haven't smelled it in since the 80s?
No. I thought Penny Holloway was gonna have the Memphis team there, but I
did too.
They got cut.
I thought Houston had a shot to be in, but I just thought when they lost Sasser with the injury.
Yeah, that hurt them.
That really hurt them.
Yeah.
They just didn't have the guys.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting this off season, because now, just like you said, a lot of guys are going to try to transfer the teams.
Well, that transfer portal have really affected everything in sports, even in football and basketball. Exactly. These athletes can transfer, and immediately you can have your team very competitive.
Exactly. You can, because here's the thing. One of my guys that works for us is he went to Nebraska and he did their Nebraska telecast. and he was telling me that they have 98 guys in football, Nebraska football, on scholarship. They got to get down to 85.
Wow.
So Matt Rule, who is their head coach at Nebraska, is going to have a talk with guys and said, hey, you're not going to play here. We'll help you find a place to play.
Well, Matt Rule signed one of the best high school coaches in the state of Texas here from Arlington, Martin, and Coach Wagger.
Bob Wagner.
And one of the things that they're going to do is they're going to recruit this state heavy.
But they still got some problems because you figure with Texas here, A&M, Baylor, and just like all these schools that come in, those schools are going to get first pick.
Yeah, and even TCU is stepping up on recruiting. TCU, Texas Tech, and SMU. All those schools are recruiting good.
Exactly. They are recruiting well. So that's going to be an issue in football. And people think they're going to just run in here. You might get one or two, but not a lot of those guys are going to leave the state because there's just too many D1 schools here.
Yeah.
Eric Morris, who was at Incontinent Word, is a very good coach. I know Eric really well, and he'll bring some talent to North Texas.
Yeah. Even UT San Antonio, those schools right there are becoming very competitive.
And the majority of them are Texas guys, too.
Yeah.
Only Baylor's head coach is a California, but the other ones are and Dana down in Houston because they're going over to the Big 12.
Big 12 conference,
Yeah, so he's a Iowa guy. So
the other night we had Merton Hanks at our NFLPA meeting, and I think he's going over to the Big 12.
Oh, he is?
No, the Pac-12.
Pac-12. He already's there.
Yeah, Pac-12.
He's already in the Pac-12, which is going to be interesting because they're looking at SMU and San Diego State to join them.
Yeah.
And it's the landscape of college football has really changed.
It is.
They really
Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting this year because you got out in the West, you got Deion Sanders out there, and he's making a transformation of the Colorado program. You got the new head coach at Arizona State out there and things like this. This is going to be interesting for the West. And then you got USC and UCLA next year going to the Big Ten. So you got quite a few changes in college football. And you have super conferences, really. So it'll be interesting to see.
And I think that's really good because now, you can go to Vegas and bet a couple of teams, and ain't no guarantee whether or not you're gonna win. So you can make some good money if you pick the right long shot.
Yeah, but the problem is too, though, is they're expanding the college playoffs.
Yeah.
They're expanding it. So there's a lot of things going on in college football. Some of it good, some of it bad. Because I think I looked it up. Only about less than 70% of the guys have it when they transfer. You hear about the big names when they transfer.
Right.
70% of them are not getting the opportunity to go play again. And that's a lot.
I didn't know that. So 70% of the kids that transfer from one school to the next school
in the portal
don't get a chance to play.
No, they don't get a chance to play. They're in. What's happening is they're taking the cream of the crop, the best kids.
Okay.
And they're putting on these teams. Now these other kids, they're fighting to find a position somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's the thing people don't realize.
I'm kind of glad I went to a small school because when I used to bully everybody coming to my school, and I ran the Z position as a receiver. And every receiver coming, I go in the locker room, I look at them and say, "Look, if you think about playing, you better try to play the X position because the Z position is locked down. You might want to always look over here."
Oh my goodness!
There's only one spot.
I can see that. Everybody out there can see what he's like. Craig, you see that? You see that? That's how he is. But he never bullies me, Craig. He never bullies me. That's why he never came over the middle. Because if he would have bullied me, I would have got him.
I should have ran a reverse on your side. That's what I should have did.
You wouldn't have.
Should have ran
that
reverse.
That would have been lost yardage.
Whatever.
Bullying them poor freshmen. First time away from home and you bullying them. What kind of junk is that?
Hey, welcome to the university.
Oh my goodness. You haze kids too. I can't believe you.
That's part of football. You got to get you some tough skin, buddy. You got to get some tough skin.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But you can't do it like that.
I would just say, but some of them came over there to learn from the best. So they came over there and said, we stuck in third string, so we just want to come over here and see how you run your routes and stuff like that. That's what
we all know that Tim McCarr will shut you down in practice.
I made Tim McCarr. He would have never made it to the NFL one for me. Tim don't mess with me. I recruited him. I said, if you want to be good, you can come to UTA and play cornerback. And guess what? I'll beat him like a drum. I used to beat him like a drum.
Oh man!
Yeah, Tim was at the golf tournament. Tim was at the golf tournament this week. He talks forever. He talk.
Yeah, he does. Tim McCarr played for the San Francisco 49er on that championship.
Yeah, him and Deion Sanders was the so-called the two cover guys back in the day.
Yeah. And
Deion don't even talk to Tim no more.
Mm-hmm.
They both very, very bold players when they play. So they talk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
but okay. On to the NFL. Some things are going on in the NFL. First of all, I don't know if you heard about what's going on with the Cardinals.
The Cardinals owner, or I do have some NFL news. Huh?
The Cardinals owner.
Bidwell?
Yeah, Bidwell.
Yeah, I saw some information on him.
Well, what happened is that one of their former GMs.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know if he was a GM, but he was someone in the front office.
McDowell.
Mm-hmm. But what had happened is that he said Steve Kim, if you remember, for the DUI was suspended.
Yeah.
For I want to say 4 games. I'm not sure. It might have it in that article you're reading.
Yeah, it's in here. Yep.
And he was not supposed to have any contact with the team.
Right.
They got burner phones.
They had burner phones. Yeah, Steve Witz was one of the coaches.
Yep. And they would call him and Steve Kim, and he gave him directions on what to do. And the owner knew this.
Yeah.
And they said that there were discriminatory factors in this. All this stuff was going on. Right. It was, the guy told him, and they're saying he's lying. And this is where the big thing is. He still has the burner phone.
Yeah.
They made him give them all in. So
he got the proof.
Yeah. Yeah, he got the proof. And this is it looks like he said that it ruined his career because of this, because he wouldn't be involved in what was going on.
Yeah. And, sometimes your past come back to haunt you.
Yeah.
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 Well, some of the NFL news is that the NFL have 4 teams that's eligible for the Hard Knocks. Where they come in and showcase the training camps.
Mm-hmm.
4 teams. Now, 3 of the teams don't want to be a Hard Knocks because the Hard Knock team usually don't go to the playoffs and
they
kind of disruptive, kind of distraction. So 3 of the teams said they're not even interested in being a Hard Knock team.
And do you know which teams they are?
They didn't put them in. They didn't put them in here. They said only 1 team interested in becoming a Hard Knocks team, but they didn't. They never announced the teams, and they didn't put them in here in this information.
The only reason I was asking is because when I was coaching at the Dallas Cowboys,
mm-hmm.
they were one of those hard knock teams, and that was with Dave Campbell.
Okay.
And it is very disruptive because
Yeah.
they have insight into everything.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
It's very disruptive.
Yeah, and then your boy Deshaun Watson was working out a second-year receiver down from Cleveland Browns. He ruptured his Achilles.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Wide receiver Wood ruptured his Achilles, so he's out for the whole year. No, his last name is Wood. Michael Woods. His name is Michael Woods.
And I saw that.
Yeah.
And he ruptured his Achilles. I saw
he's
that.
He's 23 years old, and he's a young man. He was a 6th-round draft choice last year.
Yeah. And then back to Lamar Jackson, that soap opera is going on still. Obviously, we all know March 2nd that he decided that he didn't want to be a Baltimore Raven anymore and requested a trade, but teams weren't interested in him. I mean, he's got a exclusive, so you got an exclusive tag. So
Black franchise tag.
Yeah, franchise. So you got to give up 2 first-rounders to get him if you go with the tag. The Colts are the only team that's maybe interested, which I kind of find shocking. You would have thought the 49ers might be interested. You would have thought the Jets would have been interested. You would have seen these quarterback, Atlanta.
Yeah.
But the Colts seem like they're the only ones interested in this. Carolina is another one.
Washington should be a team that be interested.
Washington.
Yeah.
Like none of them are interested in it, which is kind of shocking to me.
Right.
And you had the guy came in and became the MVP. And now they're saying his injuries are the problem, being his style. Really what they're saying is his style of play. But
you just got to put them in the right offensive
that's right.
package.
That's
right.
right.
I could say that Lamar Jackson and Tom Brady are only 2 unanimous MVP that ever played in the National Football League.
Yeah, that's true. But here's a question I have to ask you. All this hoopla around Anthony Richardson, who went to the University of Florida, he only started 1 year, and he wasn't as effective. They see his athleticism, but what makes him different than Lamar Jackson? Lamar Jackson was a 2nd-round pick. Anthony Richardson, they're saying probably is going to go in the top 15.
He's gonna be in the top 15. But I done a study on him. I've been watching him, and I'm sitting here telling you, Jim, this guy got so much upside that
but he is not. You've seen it come in there. What was the quarterback that went to the Oakland Raiders?
Oh, you talking about from LSU?
Yes. And he had all that upside. He was huge. You can't go on Lamar Jackson.
This guy got so much talent. That guy couldn't run.
You think he's got more talent than Lamar Jackson?
I think he's gonna be in about 2 or 3 years. He's gonna be one of the top athletes in the national. Yeah, I've been watching him.
Here's the problem: Lamar Jackson was very successful at Louisville.
Yeah,
he was in college. He was extremely successful. Richardson, he has not been successful in college. So he's going to walk into an NFL program just because he is a better athlete.
Yep.
Than, maybe 70, maybe 80, 90% of the other quarterbacks in the NFL. I disagree with that. You have to learn the little things. If that was true, the quarterback Tennessee drafted from Liberty would have came in and turned the league. I mean, I'm just telling you. No. I don't think because the game is going to be faster. If he struggled at Florida, he's going to struggle in the NFL.
Jermichael Russell was that quarterback for LSU. Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you, he's going to struggle.
You can't compare him to Jermichael Russell.
Why not?
He's a different animal. He's a different athlete. He have shown me. I'm telling you, if you go and look at the draft day and the combine, he was more impressive than any quarterback that was on the field. I'm telling you. I'm looking at it with my own eyes.
But here's the thing, and we could sit here and argue this, but for the whole show. But here's the problem with a guy like Anthony Richardson. Yes, he is a great athlete.
You know how tall he is?
Yeah, 6'4".
6'4" and a half. 6'4" and a half.
He's what, 244?
244. I told you that last time.
Yeah.
And guess what? What's his 40 time? What's his 40 time?
4'4".
4'4". Right.
Yeah. But here's the problem you have.
Did you see him throw them long balls?
Yes. But how accurate is he? That's
pretty accurate. I'm telling you.
He is not accurate.
The scouts on the football field, and he was under pressure. I'm telling you, he was dropping dimes in there.
I'm telling you, go watch his film in the game. There's some guys, what happens is, and you know it as well as I do, you've seen it because you played the game. Guys look good in shorts, but they can't play.
I'm telling you, Jim, I think this guy is a late bloomer, first of all. And I'm not talking about where he is right now. I'm talking about where he's going to be in 2 years.
Let me ask you this question. How many quarterbacks like that have come into the NFL and had success? Name one.
Aaron Rodgers.
That's not true. Aaron
Rodgers didn't play. He didn't play his first 2 years. I'm telling you.
You know why he didn't play? He was in junior college.
Well, I'm just telling you.
He was in junior college, and then he came to Cal, and he blew up.
I'm telling you. You
can't use Aaron Rodgers. Name me one.
That did what?
That did what you said this kid's gonna do.
I'm thinking he gonna be. I'm trying to think of a quarterback because there ain't many quarterbacks. He gonna be like Drew Brees. He gonna be a quarterback like Drew Brees.
Drew Brees was a tremendous college player.
I know, but he did. This guy he played last year. This was the first.
That was his first year of playing. He was
you know why? Because the coach from Louisiana came to Florida and they inserted him. It was all because of the coaches change.
It's not that because
and another thing too.
You'll see what I mean. This kid is not going. Those quarterback is a unique position.
I'm gonna tell you this. I got a kid that went down there with the staff from Louisiana to Florida, and he's a young kid that I know from day one. He was analytic. He's the analytic guy, and I'm telling you, his name is Joe Hamilton. I'm telling you. So Joe Hamilton told me that this guy here is the real deal. That's why they inserted him. That's why he wasn't even on the radar when they went down there.
This kid is not on. I'm telling you, we're gonna keep an eye on him, and you'll see what I mean. Now, there's only really two quarterbacks in this whole draft.
In your opinion,
C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young. The 11 kid, I wouldn't mess with him because he had competition at Penn State against an average player and couldn't beat him out.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you. That quarterback, and like I said, name the great quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes beat out Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield had to get out of there messing with Patrick Mahomes, and you see the great quarterbacks, and you can name them. Justin Herbert. They were good. He was a really good college player.
This guy is the best talented quarterback in the draft.
He's the best athlete. There's a difference.
Anthony Richardson, mark my word. I'm telling you, in 3 years from now, he's going to be burning it up. He's going to be burning the NFL league up. He's going to be burning it up. I'm telling you. On April the 5th, 2023, I'm telling you.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that go into being a quarterback in the NFL. Prime example is Phil Simms. Phil Simms wasn't the greatest athlete.
Well, Phil Simms, the first 2 to 3 years, Phil Simms was hurt. He had a broken. When I got to New York, he was on injured reserve in '83. He had a broken thumb.
But he was from a small school, but he was a good college player. But he figured out a quarterback is different than any other position because Joe Montana won because he understood how to play the position.
Well, and I think too, Joe Montana had a good coach that seasoned him and nurtured him on how to play the game. But when you get the speed of the game down and you can understand the talent that's around you and you put that talent to use when you get on that football field, that's a whole nother factor as well.
Yeah, but you got to
check this out. Joe Montana, he got good ball placement, and then Joe Montana know each speed of all the receivers that they had.
Exactly.
Some guys can run, some guys can run good route, but he put the ball where you can catch that ball.
And that's my point. You know, if you're in a baseball game where your grandkids are starting to become baseball stars, they won't throw fastballs every pitch. They're going to throw curves. They're going to throw different kind of pitches, screwballs possibly.
Sliders,
change-ups. We're talking, when you said Anthony Richardson, well, did you see how far he threw the ball? How many times is he going to have to? He's going to have to be pinpoint in different skills. Can he throw it to the left? Can he throw it to the right? Can he throw it short? Can he throw it to the intermediate? I don't care how far he throws it. I want to see what you can do when you're in that situation when you got to throw that short one, out route, slants. Because that's the majority of things. Yes, you throw them deep. But how many people have Tyreek Hill?
Not many.
That's my point. He's going to have to learn the little things in the game. And can he learn them fast enough to be successful? Everybody gets intrigued. Quarterback is a different position.
Absolutely.
Quarterback is a total different position. And it takes a lot of understanding the game and how the game and the little things. You know,
we got some quarterbacks that's this year going to be tested. Even the Green Bay Packer quarterback.
Yes.
The 49ers quarterback. Trey Lance. All those guys, hadn't really. Yes, all those guys hadn't really done a whole lot.
That's true.
But they came out of college not inexperienced too.
Yeah. To a certain extent, I would agree with that. I would agree.
But different Division 2, Division 1, Big 12, SEC. Those conferences get you ready. And
to a certain extent, but just like we said with Jamarcus Russell, he played at LSU, and then he won a national championship.
I think they were more impressed with his size and his arm strength versus his capability on movement, how good you can learn that playbook, how you can make those adjustments. I think some was lacking with him. And then once he got in the NFL, the confidence factor.
Yeah, but Tim Tebow should have been a great pro, right?
Some of the way he threw the ball, no, because he was,
That's what I'm saying.
He would have been a better baseball player.
Ooh, but I'm just telling you, you don't get fooled by all, because what do we always say? That's the underwear Olympics. When you put those pads on at any position, it's totally different.
And you take the shorts off.
That's right.
You put the pads on, and you put some heat on them corners.
That's right.
And that I guess that pocket presence of the quarterback.
Right. You just explained what I was saying. Those things. It's just like with D linemen. Don't tell me a D lineman runs a 40 and he ran a 4.5. I played with guys that ran 4.5 and they couldn't play they weren't very good. I'm just telling you, they were.
Yeah, I hear you. Sometimes you can walk in the room and just feel that this guy got it. I'm just saying. And that's the difference maker with a lot of these athletes. Some ain't gonna have it because when they get in that training camp and when the coaches and the pressure get on you,
it's a whole get in that fire. Oh, that fire can burn you quick.
And then, like you said, you get on the bottom of that pile.
That's right.
It's hot. It's hot.
Let me tell you this, and this is how I look at it. Before I got there, the Cowboys struggled with their first rounders. Then these guys were very good athletes. They're all friends of mine. from Larry Bethea to me. And then from me to Michael Irvin, they didn't have a first rounder that started on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
And that can destroy your whole program. And these guys weren't bad athletes. And for whatever reason, Mike Sherrod broke his leg twice. He was very good.
Very good receiver. Right.
Yeah, very good. Danny Noonan, he had all kind of issues. He looked good. I mean, he looked like a Greek god.
When the linebacker Carter from A&M, was he a first rounder?
No.
Okay. But his daddy was a Heisman Trophy winner from LSU.
Yeah. And then it was Billy Cannon. But Billy Cannon had neck issues because he was really good, but neck issues. But what I'm trying to say is that you got to be careful of looking at guys. How do they, like you said, how do they perform when the pressure's on them? And that's what I'm saying about Richardson.
Yeah, and you see, the year before me was Bush Woodfall, running back out of Michigan.
Yep.
And, Joe Martin was a second round out of Syracuse. And it's just that you have these different types of running backs, or receivers, different players coming out of these colleges, and they just can't make that. They can't make that adjustment
transition to the NFL.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm trying to say. I don't question his athleticism. What I question is, can he pick up the little things, the intricacies of playing quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah,
that's going to be hard. And you only had so many games to do this. And that's all I'm saying. With a quarterback, it's a lot different, because usually your good quarterbacks they come in and they play. It's just like Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was a 4-year starter at Iowa State.
And he had a lot of repetition. So I think he saw the game from the sideline, from watching training camp. But what the difference in him, he had confidence. He got great confidence in his ability. I think that's another thing. Okay,
go ahead.
One of the quarterbacks I want to talk about, the quarterback that came out of the class of 1983, John Elway. He's no longer employed by the Denver Broncos.
He was a consultant last year.
Yeah, his contract ended on March 15th.
He said, then that's kind of shocking, but it's not unheard of.
Well, it's just like any other thing. It's gonna end. Nothing lasts forever.
No. John was tremendous. I played against John since I've been a freshman in college.
Yeah, he was good for football.
Yeah, he was good for
everybody that was in the class of 1983 is good for football.
Yeah, Dan Marino was a great one. There was some good quarterbacks in there. Tony Eason.
Todd Blackledge is still around. He's broadcasting.
Yeah. The quarterback for the Jets.
Yeah, Ryan O'Neal.
No, it wasn't Ryan O'Neal.
It was not Ryan O'Neal.
Was an actor.
No, not Ryan O'Neal. His name was
he was from Cal State. It was on the other side. It was out in Northern California. Cal State Davis. Cal Davis.
Yeah.
But I know. Yeah,
there was 5 quarterbacks in that draft. There
was some there. So there was some good ones, and all of them had success at some point.
All of them did well.
Except for Blacklist. Blacklist was drafted by Kansas City, and he struggled. But Eastern New England, obviously, we know about Jim Kelly. Guys like that, they were all successful. Marino, Elway, all those guys. So there was a lot of success in that class. Yeah. But on to other things, Elway. And then, like you said, it happens. It's going to happen. The new management. And speaking about that, now they're saying that they offered 2 people offered $6 million, and the one that Magic Johnson's involved with, Josh Harris.
$6 million? Are you talking about for the Washington Commandos?
Yeah, but they're saying that if Jeff Bezos comes back, he'll outbid them both.
Oh yeah.
Offer $7 million. I think $570 million.
Wow.
He's about to make $6 billion, or $7 billion.
Can you live on $1 billion, or can you live on $2 billion?
I think I can manage it. But that's the crazy thing about it.
Yeah.
So Jeff Bezos, if he decides to do it, he'll probably get it. The one thing they're probably going to have to do is build a new stadium, and they're not going to be able to use, obviously, taxes to do it. They're going to have to build it themselves.
They just built that stadium.
No, but they're talking about possibly building one back in Washington, D.C. Yeah, so they won't let them use it be a tax-funded one. They're going to say, hey, you just bought this thing for $6 or $7 billion. You better build your own stadium.
And, you know, the rules in the NFL, if you build a brand new stadium, so within 5 to 6 years, you get a chance to host it in Super Bowl.
Yes, that's true. So there'll probably be a dome stadium, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
That's the thing going on there.
When you think Jerry Jones going to host another Super Bowl?
I don't know. That's a good
Maybe
question.
when he quit making the news, you know, he had a baby and all that stuff. That was go Cowboys. Y'all making all kinds of news around here. Get him off that. Yeah, I think I heard something about the baby the other day. And they gave the lady some hush money. So
I'm gonna stay away for that.
Okay.
I got season tickets. I get a suite.
You need to get me and Max season tickets. That's what you need to do. Man, you need to come down to Dallas and we're going to the game.
I'll come to get Max to come with the Giants game.
Get us the game tickets. We're going to the suite, Mac. Jim gonna get us situated when the Cowboys play the Giants, and the Giants coming down here to beat them in this big stadium they got over here.
Giants haven't beat the Cowboys in 3 years. How they gonna beat them now? They haven't beat them in 3 years.
We done beat them down here before. Are you serious?
They haven't beat them in 3 years anywhere. Go look it up.
I'm gonna look it up.
Haven't beat them in 3 years.
Well, they gonna beat them, and me and Matt go to the game. We gonna go to we gonna wear our G-man hats and stuff in there.
Dude.
And I'll guarantee you, we gonna bring them luck.
That's what Sneaky Pete said too. They haven't beat them in 3 years, even when they were bad.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get Sneaky. We're gonna have a giant row. It's gonna be Sneaky Pete, me and Matt. We gonna bring them luck. There you go. We're gonna bring them luck.
We woke him up then.
You a hater, Jim?
I'm not a hater. I'm just telling the truth.
What you drink all day? Haterade or what?
How about them Cowboys?
Y'all ain't got no running back. Zeke gone.
You're right about that. And Pollard, who knows when there was a rumor.
Let me tell you something. It's so different when you play every down versus third down.
That's true. And Pollard's not going to be healthy at the beginning of the season. There is a rumor.
They're going to move up to get the running back from Texas.
No, that's not the rumor.
What?
The rumor is they're going to try to make a play at Derrick Henry, which I don't agree with.
He better than Derrick Henry been the top 2 running back for the last 8 years.
I know, but he's the same as having Zeke Elliott.
What would you do for a running back? What would be your ideal running back?
I would take a rookie. I would take either the rookie from New Orleans or the Tulane. I love him, or Bijan Robinson.
The Bijan Robinson, he gonna be good.
But if you look at all these teams, even Kansas City, they weren't with a rookie running back.
I think they got some dull in their blue. Hey Mac, I think they got some dull in their blue. I think that's the kind of blue when you vomit and when you get a raw blue and you vomit. That's the blue that come out to be the Cowboys blue.
All I want to know, in the Super Bowl era, the Cowboys have the best winning percentage of any team in the NFL, and it is a known fact. It's
a known fact, but before y'all ain't been to the Super Bowl, and I don't know when. So what do you do?
And that is true. But still, when the Giants weren't good, they had a longer streak because the Cowboys are like, I think, 26 years now. The Giants were in the 30s. So you better be careful what you say.
We know we won a Super Bowl 2007.
But
y'all in the 90s. Y'all in the 90s. You talking about?
Who is really truly hating? Who is really truly hating? I'm trying to find that article. Oh, here it is. The Cowboys, I kept it for you. It is, I know it's going to make you sad when you see it. Because
you got to prove it to me.
I'm going to send you this thing. The best franchise winning percentages in the Super Bowl era. Number one.
New England. Who?
Dallas Cowboys. 597. Who's number two in the Super Bowl era?
Probably the Patriots.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Winning percentages.
Oh, winning percentage. Okay, winning percentage.
Who's number three, which is interesting?
Number three?
You never guess. He used to come on the show all the time, and he's a huge fan of him. I talked to him. I called him today, Jason.
Oh, Minnesota Vikings?
Minnesota Vikings. Tied for number 4 is the Baltimore Ravens. Tied for number 4 is the New England Patriots. Guess where the New York Giants are?
Number 7.
22. In the Super Bowl era winning percentage, they're number 22.
Oh, you talking about all games
I'm going to
played?
send you this.
You talking about all games played?
All games played. The Green Bay Packers are number 6. The Miami Dolphins are number 7. The San Francisco 49ers are number the San Francisco 49ers are number 8.
Who put that out? Who put those lies out?
I'm just telling you, man, don't hate.
I'm gonna do my own research. I'm gonna do my own research.
I'll send this, and you can have this to do your research on.
You must have been digging. You must have been digging, searching for scrolls or something.
I wasn't searching for anything.
Digging in the ditches and stuff.
Why would I have to dig?
Who put that out anyway? Who put that out? What publication?
I think it was Pro Football Weekly.
Okay.
But doesn't that make you think about things? Even though the Cowboys haven't been to the Super Bowl since the 90s, they still have the best winning percentage in the NFL Super Bowl era. And I sent it to you.
They barely beat Pittsburgh. We had 22. The Dolphins and Green Bay, Patriots. That makes sense. Winning percentages. Best franchise win percentage.
Well, you said it right. The best franchise, the Dallas Cowboys. So that proves. I saw a little clip in there where a gentleman put up there that the Giants had a better blue, but the Cowboys have a winning blue.
Well, sometimes when people look at this type of stuff right here, it's for losers. Because you're really talking about you're talking about stuff that really, I just take it for losers.
You think so? All of a sudden it's for losers.
The best franchise win percentage in the Super Bowl era. That's interesting.
It changed. It changed there.
Well, I think we'll get in that 500 mark pretty soon. We real close. Yeah, oh yeah.
You think so? I don't.
I know why our percentage went down. We had all them coaches. We had like the last 6 years. We had so many. We had more coaches than they had players, almost. See, but yeah,
What do I always say? Excuses build bridges to nowhere. We've had
that's what you always say.
We've had different coaches. And you never hear them. When we lose, we lost. I don't make any excuses.
How many y'all had? We had more coaches in the last 5 years than y'all had in the last 25 years.
That's not true. We had Coach Landry, who was there for a long time, Tom Landry. Then after him, we had Jimmy Johnson. When Jimmy left, we had Barry Switzer.
For 1 year.
No, we had Barry Switzer for
2 years.
He won a championship.
I know you won, 2 years.
2 years. And then we had Dave Campo.
No, you had Bill Parcells.
We had Chan Gailey. Then we had Dave Campo. Then we had Bill Parcells. Then we had Wade Phillips. Then we had Jason Garrett. And now they have Mike McCartney.
That's what, eight coaches?
Yeah.
Something like that.
The Giants, the last time, and I was wrong. I admit last time the Giants beat the Cowboys was in January 3rd, 2021.
Beat them right here. Beat them right over here in Arlington, where I live.
You're going to try it, but the Giants are like our little brothers. You always got to put them in. They've always been like, even when they were successful, even in the 80s.
Deep down inside, you want to be a Giant.
I don't want to be a Giant. I want to destroy the Giants. I ran touchdowns against them. I got sacks against them.
I ran touchdowns against them Cowboys.
You wanted to be a Cowboy. When you were a kid, you used to wear the little Cowboy jersey, a little Cowboy star helmet.
Well, really, we were so poor, I couldn't have worn no helmet. I just wore a shirt with holes in it. But let me show you something. You are a hater from I don't know where. You see that?
Yes, I do. Truly one of the greatest linebackers to ever play the game. I can't argue that. We'll probably never see anybody that dominant at that position.
I want to see that because I'm taking that I'm putting that in the storage right now.
You are?
Yeah, I got to put it in storage. But anyway, I was just messing with you. Are we gonna talk about anything about the NCAA?
Yeah, we did. We talked about UConn winning. UConn won. They beat San Diego State, and they beat them by 17 points.
17 points, 59 to 76.
And then on the women's side, LSU beat Iowa.
Yeah,
and they beat them pretty good.
Yeah, they scored 102 points, so the highest scoring game ever in the history of NCAA women's basketball.
Yes. And Caitlin Clark broke the record for most points by Cheryl Swoops from Texas Tech.
She's not even eligible for the WNBA, huh? She got one more year of college.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw what two of the girls from LSU have put in for the draft, WNBA draft.
Yes.
Which is the Morris, Alexis Morris, and the Dashers Williams, the center for LSU.
Yes. And then on I didn't hear about anybody at Iowa because I think they're still both of them come back.
Underclassmen.
Angel Reese was the transfer from Maryland.
Yeah.
She comes back, and Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is, if Steph Curry was a woman, that's I mean,
she was shooting them threes way out there.
Yeah, and the reason LSU won was their bench.
Oh yeah,
One young lady who came off the bench, she was 7 for 7 and she hit 5 threes.
Yeah,
their bench. What they did was what South Carolina couldn't do. They gave them an opportunity to shoot threes, and they took advantage of it.
Yeah,
South Carolina never took advantage of that.
Yep.
They tried to work their inside game, and it didn't work and they let Caitlin Clark. And I mean, you can't let anybody that talented just shoot. I mean, She is something, and she's a very good passer too. She'll be the number 1 pick next year, Caitlin Clark.
Oh, she by far just outstanding, and you just have to take your head off to her.
And then the controversy over this, Mac told us before the show that John Cena started that. You can't see me, and that's that's
the way I was on the golf course Monday.
Players, yeah,
I was on the golf course like this Monday.
You were. So when that ball whizzed by you, that was me hitting it.
You can't see it anyway. You can't see past your nose.
I can see. But no, that's just a part of it. In basketball, they always trash talk. So
yeah, I mean,
made too much of it.
That's part of it. That's part of it.
You make
and if you could put the microphone on the football field,
oh my goodness, some of those guys.
Something else.
Oh man, there's some guys that never shut up.
Never shut up.
Tim McKyer, Icky
Williams. Tim McKyer talk. He talking in his sleep.
Yep.
That's why his wife divorced him. She said, "I can't take no more, no more."
But there's some guys, like you said, that they like to talk. They like to hear themselves talking. Yeah, there were offensive linemen, not very many, but there were some. They always wanted to talk. So, but that's just part of it. And you got to do it. You got to be tough-skinned. And Caitlin Clark, to her credit, didn't let it bother. It was more people around her.
Well, I think the social media made it worse than what it was really all about.
Yeah.
The girls, they out there compete. They know what each other's game is all about.
Oh yeah, and it wasn't that big of a deal.
I think the social media just ran with it, took it with it, and they try to make it at the end of the day, they try to make it a black and white thing.
Exactly.
Be truthful about it.
That's true. Let's be truthful about it.
Yeah.
But the game to me has evolved like anything else. The women's game is evolved. I always liked it because my daughters played.
Right.
Played D1 basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But the women's game to me is a pure game. Hey, Perry. There you go, Perry.
Perry live up in Arkansas. He live in Little Rock. That's
my boy, Perry.
His son gonna be a good. Hey, his son gonna be his son gonna be a running back in the National Football League. He's a go-getter. His son got some skills. But Perry, let me tell you something. Don't be throwing over here talking to them damn Cowboys.
Hey, Perry, anytime he gives you some junk, tell him who has the best winning percentage in the Super Bowl era.
Perry.
That's all you got to say.
Don't call me and ask me for no more recommendation if you're going to say that.
That's how those Giants are, Perry. That's how they are.
He want to call me and get some inside information from B-Dub, All right, don't you put them doggone Cowboys up there no more.
Perry, go Cowboys. I got you, bro. I got you.
He kidding my wife, so they
very good people. That's why.
Arkansas, Jerry Jones and Arkansas and everybody from Arkansas. Pig suey, man, pig suey.
Oh man, hey, love them Cowboys. My boy Perry.
Then he go say, "I love you too, cuz."
But it's the end of the show. Perry, you made my day. Thank you.
Have
we
a
got to
good
get
week.
out of here. But thank everybody for tuning in. We love them Cowboys, right, Perry?
G-Man's in the house. G-Man's in the house.
All right.
All right,
Hey,
Jim.
you guys have a good rest of the week. It's Hump Day. Hump Day.
NFL draft coming soon, so we'll see you.
I'll see you.